So guys, I went to a pretty cool event yesterday and I wanted to talk to you guys about it. It was called Success Squared. The event was an all-day thing at the Brisbane Exhibition Centre, and there were a bunch of different business speakers there, and they all kind of spoke about different things. They chatted about selling on Amazon. They chatted about investing in property. There were a bunch of different things, and it was really, really cool. But that wasn't the reason I was there. I wasn't really interested in much of that stuff, so the reason I was there was to see Gary Vaynerchuk. And if you don't know who he is, hey Google, who is Gary V?
According to Wikipedia, Gary Vaynerchuk is a Belarusian-American entrepreneur, author, speaker, and internet personality.
I have followed Gary online for a few years now, and I have honestly learned a ton of stuff, all about marketing and business, and even just how to be a decent human being. I didn't go into the event thinking that I was going to learn a bunch more from Gary, mainly because I've watched him for so long and I know how he works now. I know his message, and I wouldn't say I know everything that he has to say, but I know a lot of it. The main thing that I realized is that he puts everything, absolutely everything, online for free for people to watch. All of the keynotes that he does, it's all online. And Gary was really quick to point this out at the event. I was really there to experience the atmosphere and all of the people being in a room full of about, I think it was 3,000 people or something, that all absolutely love Gary Vee, all really into the same thing. That was really awesome. It was very similar feeling to VidCon or something. But they were all business people, which was really cool. And even just being able to see him live was pretty cool too, I guess. There were a few other things that I took away from the event. The first of all being really that you don't need to go see Gary Vee live to learn from him. You don't have to be there in person. You can, like I said before, go and look him up. Everything is online. Absolutely everything. He gives it all away for free, which I think is a huge thing to do. It's really, really cool, and not many people do that. He did go into a lot of different tactics about Facebook marketing and Instagram and the ads and everything. The main takeaway from that, which was if you've got a business and you're using Facebook, well, even if you're not, you need to double down on Facebook and Instagram ads right now because it is severely underpriced attention. So that's the main thing for that, for any of you that really care about that stuff. He mentioned one thing about marketers and salespeople that really stuck with me. He spoke about the fact that salespeople are there to sell to you. They are literally going to, try and sell you a product. That's it. Marketers build a brand, which is what I'm more into, and that's what Gary's really into. Marketers will kind of forget about selling you a product and just focus 100% on the brand, which I think is really, really important. And it was actually really interesting to see at the event, the other speakers that came and did their spiel, they were all pretty much salespeople. They did their thing and they told some cool stories and gave a lot of value, but then at the end, they pitched their own sales things towards us. They were like, hey, you should come and buy my online course, or you should sign up to my newsletter or something like that. And it just felt really forced. Which kind of ruined the whole speech that they just gave, because a lot of them were really good speeches, and then they kind of just killed it with the sales pitch at the end, and not in a good way. So it was really interesting seeing the contrast between those other speakers and Gary. When he walked up, he kind of just went all out on brand, said what he's about, shared his message, and then answered a bunch of questions from the audience. And that was it. He didn't say, you should buy my shoes, you should, buy my book, or whatever the hell he wanted to, because he's got a lot of things he could push towards us, but he didn't. He kind of just went out there, gave as much value as he could, and then left, which I think is really, really inspiring. After he kind of questioned as to why people were there, because all of his information's online, he explained the reason that he was there, which was because he's intrigued, I think, by the fact that people aren't taking his advice. He's putting out so much value and it's all free, and he's kind of just interested to figure out why people still aren't doing what he's saying, because he's really giving away everything. And he kind of came to a little bit of a conclusion that it was because they still had some sort of conversation that they needed to have with someone in their life, and everyone cared too much about what other people think about them. Now, if you are interested in going to a Gary Vee event, or if you have one booked in the future, the main reason I think anyone would go to one is so that you can ask questions. Also, the atmosphere, yes, but mainly asking questions. That was the biggest thing that I could see that you could get value out of from going, rather than just watching him online. A lot of the people asked questions and they got to go up and chat to him, and he got to get some context behind it and actually give some really, really great help to some of the people there. And I thought that was really, really cool. Apparently, I just think everything's really, really cool. I think since Gary didn't pitch anything towards us at the end of his keynote and he just kind of said his thing and left, it was really just him reinforcing his brand, which I didn't get from a lot of the other speakers. And I think that's something really my main takeaway from the big event is really that. I think I'm gonna go now and kind of try and take some of the advice that Gary gave and put it into action and work on my business. If you guys don't know who I am, if you're watching this for the first time, if you're seeing my face on your screen for the first time, then hi, I'm Alex Dingley and I make videos on the internet all about figuring out life. I run my own business and I study film and I'm kind of just figuring out where to go next. So if you want to see more of what I do and kind of follow me a little bit, hit that subscribe button because that would be really, really cool. Also, let me know in the comments down below if you've ever been to a Gary Vee event, or if you want to, or if you watch him and what you think about him as a speaker and a person in general. I'd really love to know in the comments below. Until next time, guys, I will talk to you all later. Bye.